this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is another process video. It's just a regular process video and it's like the telephone hop. That is the sketch or layout I am going to use. So while you watch me here, obviously this is one of them that was part of the Secret Not Secret Kit Club. And we did team challenges this time around for the month of June. And we had to they called it the whisper game because ultimately we you guys saw last week the telephone, and it's still going on when this layout goes up. It's just that this is the team challenge. So not everybody has a YouTube channel that was on our team. And a couple of them didn't do a video. So at the end of this video, you will see a collage of how this went along with everybody's layouts, including my final layout. So the person that started the whisper game for the Secret Not Secret Kit Club was Fran, and that was her layout. So this layout actually was a 2-page spread, but she gave me one of the 2 pages. So what I decided to do was, because she used a photo that was going up and down and I didn't quite have one, so I just flipped it and did pretty much exactly what she did, but just flipped it. So I did do a bunch of embellishments along the one side, and then she had a bunch of embellishments on the other side. And that's what I do. So she does a cardstock paper. I did a pattern paper on the background. I am in my Cuba trip. This is one of the trips that we did right before we were getting onto the boat. I wanted to go to Coopertown, which is one of the original alligator, wildlife preserve rescue thing that was close to our hotel and close to where the port is for our boat of the cruise line. Because we went on to Norwegian Airlines, or cruise lines is what we used for our cruise. And so we went there, and obviously this is the big their big poster that they have right outside their little area. And I have scrapped one of the set of photos for this one, which was an alligator I did, oh golly, I think last year at this time. So I'm getting close to those. I'm slowly getting all of that type of things done. I'm trying to keep them semi-chronological in order just so it's easier for me to put in there. And I don't always write down all of the journaling. When it comes to our trips, I actually wait and do all of the journaling at the end and do it then before I say, okay, I'm done with this one, and I put it away. And the reason why I do that is because I take time to go through my Instagram, because I do post all of my Instagram photos on there, and most of them actually end up being in my layouts as well. And so that's why I wait until I do the journaling, because then I sit down and I scroll through, I find the photo, and then I put down whatever I talked about at that time for that. If I don't have any information about this particular photo, then I don't post anything or, do any journaling about it. I just let it go and do my title and call it a day. Because if we are sitting down and we're going through it, most of the time my husband and I can pretty much remember the day, or we spike some type of conversation and be like, oh, yep, I remember that, yep, and I remember that type of thing. So we can definitely let people know. I do get out some thread here, and I add some thread because I'm getting back into thread. I love Missy Whitten stuff, and I kind of go in and out of that time frame. But I also, this is, like I said, this is a selfie of it's like the original, it's like part of the airboat tours in Miami area to be able to go through the Everglades. Now, I do absolutely love the Everglades. I was able to hold one. We got to go on it, which you will see those photos throughout this little bit of a trip, this little area that we took. I know for me, I'm making my husband go back, or I'm going to try to go back myself. I would love to spend more time in Miami just because I I love that atmosphere. I guess I love the big cities. I love the big city life. I love traveling and just hitting all of the spots, but yet I still like to slow down because I could totally rent my own airboat my airboat and go out myself. Like I could totally go out and just hang out there the whole time. It is something that it's just a little bit of an adrenaline rush, but yet a little bit of just sanctuary for me to be like, oh, this is, whatever. So that trip was amazing. I just sat there and hung out like nothing. And it was funny because the person that was running the airboats, which you will see in my photos, I'll get to it a little bit more and probably explain a little bit more. I just asked, I was like, hey, look, I said, I am claustrophobic and I don't like, if I don't know you, I don't want to be in the middle of you. And the airboat tries to fit as many people as possible. And I just said, hey, if I would like to sit up front, but if not, I would like to at least be on the end. And so he's like, yep, that's fine. I can make that work. So at first I was up in the front, and then somebody came in with a bad knee and was there with a brace, and then put my husband and I in the side part of it. Because ultimately I did on my Instagram, you can go to my Instagram and you'll see my updates of what I did of going to Miami and that area, and then through Cuba and all of that through my Insta stories. I have a little pin that has all of them. I highlighted them for that trip. And so I can go back and review those and get information on that. That was mainly why I did it. And I promise you, I am claustrophobic. I don't like being in closed spaces. And then not knowing you, no, it doesn't work for me. And it doesn't work for Josh either, because he'll like be like watching you from a side eye, and that side eye doesn't look, amazing to look at to begin with. And so you definitely don't want to then sit there and watch all of this and hope and pray he doesn't get up and do something because, you just gave him the wrong side eye. So ultimately we play into it. We make sure that we can sit on the edge. And then ultimately, then it makes it fun for me, because then I can definitely go and do like all of my Instagram stories and all of that, because that's just part of me. So my title is going to be called Things to Do Every Day. And for our lives now, it is things for us to do. Right now, obviously, you guys, if you do follow me on social media, you don't see that much of my daily life other than, yep, it's the same thing. I wake up in the morning, Kaylin does her work, we go outside for a while. It's been nice to sit at home and do much, but I do want to travel once things get normal again. So here are the butterflies. I did put 3 of them in there. So that is all set up and ready to go for me as well. So that I wanted to try to make sure that I did 3 of those butterflies or something of that sort. This did get passed on. So Fran was number 1. I was number 2. Scrap and Amy was number 3. She does have a layout or a video for that one. It's going to go up on Stamp With Me. So that one is going to go up sometime this month, whatever that is. The 4th was Ronnie, Ronnie, and she also, I think, has a video for hers. And then Katie over at the Scrappy Sisters. Now, she doesn't. She just did hers. And I will tell you, it did really well. And then Katie went off on, like, this tangent. But I love hers. So I slowed them up. I made them, like, where you have quite a bit so you can really look at them and see the difference. But we were doing really good. And then we got Katie's. And she went off to left field. She just took a picture of it and was like, oh, 1 photo and flowers. But I really love how this turns out. So if you are new to my channel, I would love to have you. I do design team layouts, things like this, just regular presses videos, 12x12s, traveler's notebooks. I am part of design teams. I do also do collaborations. I would love to have you on my channel. I do upload normally between 2 to 3 times a week. So that is about it. I'm rounding out with some hearts and some splatters. The still shots are definitely coming up. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I would love to have you. And I hope that you all are staying safe. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.